So welcome for this lecture 42, in which we will discuss a DVR compensated system for three-phase systems. Till now I have explained for single-phase system, although I also have explained how to use this algorithm for three-phase system, but in this particular lecture I will take example on three-phase system and review the concepts. At the same time, I will also discuss about the UPQC, Unified Power Quality Conditioner, in a short that you can read by yourself later on. So this example is 6.5 from the NPTEL book. There are some corrections in that solution, so you follow this solution rather than the book solution. So this example has two cases. The one is three-phase, three-wire system and three-phase, four-wire system. The first is three-phase, four-wire system. The second one is three-phase, three-wire system. Okay. So this is three-phase, four-wire, as you can see, and this is three-phase, three-wire system. Three-phase, three-wire system, as you know, is more computation intensive if you want to find out current and voltages. So it needs more calculation. So we will first take three-phase, four-wire system. Now what is the question? The question is that three-phase voltages are given to us. The source voltages are 230 volt RMS per phase. That is 1.0 per unit at 50 Hertz. And the impedances of the load are ZLA, ZLV and ZLC, which is infinity, means the C phase is open. As you can see from this portion, this is a open. Nothing is there in between this and this. Okay. So ZC is open and ZA and ZB are given to S. ZLA and ZB are given to S. So the first question is that find out the load voltages, that is BLA, BLB and BLC, without any DVR compensation in both the cases. The second problem is that find out the DVR voltage if the BLA, BLB, BLC are maintained as 1.0 per unit and balance in respect of the angles as well. Okay. So we will take first three-phase, four-wire system. In three-phase, four-wire system, the first case, Bn and B capital N are same. Okay, because they are connected together and they are grounded somewhere at the tower points. So in fact they are same and they are normally equal to 0 as well. So then the calculation for BLA becomes very easy. You can find out ILA first, then you can find out BLA, or you can simply find out BLA directly, because this is actually the voltage dividing by two impedances, ZLA and ZLSA. So the voltage across the load will be BSA into ZLA by ZLA plus ZSA. Actually, if you look carefully, this is nothing but ILA. The current that will flow is total voltage here, BSA, divided by total impedance, which is nothing but ZSA plus ZLA. So this is ILA. Okay, and therefore ILA into ZLA becomes BLA. So from this we can find out that BLA is 0.85 angle of minus 5.07. And similarly we can find out ILP and ILC and BLB and BLC. VLC will be same as BSA because there is no current flowing in this circuit. Okay, so we can find out similarly BLB, BLC. BLC will be same as 1.0 per unit because there is no current flowing in this, which is same as BSC. This will be done in the next section. So we are solving phase wise. So for this BLA, we have to find out what is the DVR voltage BFA. Okay, so for that we will first calculate ILA is this one, and then the angle of BFA will be the angle of ILA plus 90 degree, which is minus 53 here. ILA is minus 53, so minus 53 plus 90 becomes 36.87. Therefore, A1A, A for A phase, B for B phase. So this is B1A, so B for A phase is cos of 36 and B1 is sine of 36.87, which is 0.8 and 0.6. So they are A1A and A1 B1A. So this is A1A and this is B1A. To solve BFA, we have to find also the voltage across the feeder. So ILA into ZSA, which is 2.0 angle of minus 53 into the impedance, feeder impedance 0.01 plus the 0.1, and this becomes 0.172 and 0.104. Therefore, A to A is 0.172 and B to A is 0.104. So once we know these parameters, we can solve for BFA. Type 1 control, because we know information about B2 and A2, so we can use type 2 control. In this, the quadratic in BF is BFA square minus 2 into 1 plus A to A into A1A plus B1A into B2A in bracket into BFA 1 plus A2A square plus B2A square minus BS square, which is 1.0 per unit. Actually, this is BS square. Okay, now if we solve this, then we will find there are two solutions. The one is 1.78, another is 0.215. So the least value is the feasible solution, and therefore we will consider 0.2153 as the solution for the DVR. And therefore the DVR voltage is given as 0.21 angle of 36.87. In time domain, this is given as a reference for VFA star for the control algorithm as root 2 into 0.2153 sine omega t plus 36.87 degree per unit. This voltage has to be realized by the inverter. And after that, we can calculate the terminal voltage, which is BLA minus BFA. This is coming as 0.837 angle of minus 8.87 here, this one. And then we can also calculate the BSA. Again, why we want to calculate BSA? To know the angle. We already know BSA must be 1.0 per unit because we have solved this quadratic equation by assuming that BSA is 1.0. So this is a cross checking also. So we are getting 1.0 and angle of minus 1.43 per unit. If we find the effective source voltage BSA dash, then it is sum of BSA and BFA, which is 1.0 angle of minus 1.43 plus 0.2153 angle of 36.87, and this is actually 1.17 angle of 5.1 degree. Now angle again ensures that power flows from the source to the load, and this negative angle should not be confused in sense of the power flow. Okay, the same process is repeated for the phase B. Phase B, we calculate first similar to that BLV, and then from BLV we find that there is a reduction of voltage by 0.05%, it is 0.956 angle of minus 121, but we want BLV as 1.0 angle of minus 120 degree. Okay, so we calculate the current first. What is the current for this voltage is this one, ILV, and this current has to flow from source to the load. Okay, and therefore we will solve the DVR equation for this load voltage. The angle of VFB will be the angle of ILV here plus 90 degree. So this becomes minus 167.29 plus 120, but 90 degree becomes minus 77.29 degree. Please remember that here BLV has a phase angle 1.0 angle of minus 120 degree. This is not a reference phasor. The reference phasor was BLA. Therefore, the quadratic equation will change. We will use the equation in which the B is not a reference phasor. We will see it. So A1 and B1 is nothing but cos of this angle, and B1 is sine of this angle, and this is positive, this is negative this time. So this is A1B, this is B1B. And the voltage drop across the feeder in phase B is ZSB into ILV. This is ZSB, and ILV 0.565 angle of minus 167.29. If we solve this, we will get 0.0069 and minus 0.0564. Therefore, A to B is 0.0069 and B to B is minus 0.0564. Now, we can find out the BSB, that equation that we have used for derivation of quadratic in BF. Okay, just to give you the brief idea about the derivation, we already did it, but again I am revisiting it. So this BLV has a phase angle now. It's not a reference phasor. Therefore, it has a cosine term and sine term, real part and imaginary part. Okay, this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. Then this is A to B and B to B, and this becomes BF A1B and B1B and BFB. Now we collect the real and imaginary parts. So we can see the first becomes BLV cos delta LV plus A to B minus A1B BFB. Earlier this was 1 because it was a reference phasor. Now this is not a 1. So the whole thing we call as A to B dash. Okay, this whole thing is A to B dash, this term, minus A1B BFB. So this becomes A to B dash minus A1 BFB. So this is A1 BFB here. Okay, and this side, this whole thing we assume at B2B dash, and this is B1 BFB. So this becomes B1B dash minus B1B BFB whole square. The whole square both sides becomes the BSB square, and when we solve this and arrange in the power of the VF, we will get VFB square minus 2B A1B A2B dash B1B B2B dash and then BFB term, and A2B dash square B2B dash square minus BSB square equal to 0. We have done it, but just for your completeness, for the completeness discussion, I have added this derivation here once more. So when the voltage is not a reference phasor, we will use this equation. Okay, but this is generalized in nature. We can also use this for the previous one, assuming that the cos delta LV equal to 1 and sin delta LV equal to 0 because it is a reference phasor. But now it is not a reference phasor, hence this equation. So substitute all the parameters here and solve for VFB. Again we will get two values of VFB, 1.52 and 0.68. The least is the feasible solution, and therefore the value of VFB is 0.0618 angle of minus 77.29 degree. Again we can construct the real time domain from this, that BFB star is equal to root 2 into 0.0618 sine omega t minus 77.29 degree. This is the reference voltage for phase B for the DVR that has to be realized by the inverter. And then we can calculate the terminal voltage as usual, which is 0.956, and BSB also, which must be of course 1.0 angle of minus 120, okay, and BSB dash, the effective voltage will be BSB plus BFB, which is 1.05, angle is again minus 118.12. So minus implies that it is leading by 1.88 degree, because it is less than minus 120 degree, and hence this leads the BSB, actual BSB, by 2 degree and BLV by 1.88 degree. So that ensures that power flows from the BSB to BLV, from source to the load in phase B. Phase C is not a problem at all, because phase C is open, the load is open, hence therefore ZLC is infinity and ILC is 0, therefore BLC is same as BSC, same as BSC, and BFC is equal to 0. There is no need for any compensation for this phase. So these are the solutions for the DVR for 3-phase 4-wire system. Case 2 is 3-phase 3-wire system. In 3-phase 3-wire system, since neutrals are not grounded, there exists voltage between B and N. So B and N will be there. That has to be computed first. Then solve for ILA, ILB, ILC. Then solve for BLA, BLV and BLC. And after that we apply DVR to maintain this BLA, BLV, BLC to 1.0 per unit. Okay. So let us see. So B and N, the load neutral voltage with respect to the system neutral. This is system neutral, this is the load neutral. So B and N equal to 1 by ZA, 1 by ZB, 1 by ZC into BSA by ZA plus BSA by ZB plus BSC by ZC. When I say BSA, by default it is with respect to its own neutral. So this is actually by default it is N. If not given, it means that it is measured with respect to its own neutral. So we solved for this and we found that the value of this neutral voltage with respect to system neutral is 0.7108, angle of minus 20.69. Now once this B and N is known, then we can calculate BLA and the currents in each phase. Okay. So BLA will be nothing but BSAN minus BNN, that is this voltage minus this voltage, okay, and the sharing of voltage among the ZLA and ZSA. So this is the sharing of voltage, which is BSAN minus BNN. So this BLA comes out to be 0.3599, very small voltage, an angle of 31.79. So this is a quite reduction, almost you can 65% reduction at the terminal voltage with respect to system neutral, of course. So this is by default BLAN. It is the voltage with respect to system neutral voltage. And similarly we will calculate BLV, which is 1.2. This voltage is quite high. You can see it here. This is 1.2594, angle of minus 54.05 degree. So one is quite high, another is low. Okay, this is a quite low, this is quite high. And BLC, if you look, is nothing but ZLC by ZSC here plus ZLC since ZLC is infinity, okay, so we will take ZLC common here. This is ZSC by ZLC, so this becomes 0, and hence the BLC is same as BSC minus BNN. Okay, and if we solve this BSCN, this together, then it becomes 1.614 angle of 136. So we see that all three phases are unbalanced. You can see from here, I have summarized these values here, 1, 2, 3. They are significantly unbalanced in magnitude and the phase angle. And the performance of three-phase system will not be satisfactory if they receive this kind of voltage at the load terminals. So they are unacceptable, and now we want to maintain the BLA, BLB, BLC as 1.0 per unit. Okay. We can also find out the currents in this without any compensation. So ILA is nothing BSA minus BNN by ZSA plus ZLA. This is 0.78 here, and ILB is 0.718, 158, just opposite of this, because obviously the current just goes like this. C-phase current is 0. This is the three-phase system, three-phase, three-wire system, so it goes like this. And this current is 0. Okay, so this is A phase, this is B phase, this is C phase, this is 0. So therefore, ILB is found to be negative of this, which is, you can say, minus ILB, and ILC is 0. Okay. So with these configurations, we can solve for the DVR voltage. So let the new load voltages are 1 angle of 0 per unit, and this is per unit, this is per unit. And these are the old load terminal voltage, so they have to be transformed to these voltages. So with these new voltages, what will be the current? Okay, so know it that ILA will be BLAN minus BNN. The load voltage with respect to system neutral and the load neutral with respect to system neutral. We can say BLA and dash. So ILA will be BLAN minus BNN by ZLA, and solving this gives you this current, 2.0 angle of minus 53.13 degree. ILB will be BLBN minus BNN, which is BLB and dash, and this is found to be 0.5652 angle of minus 66.29 degree. ILC is 0. Okay. Now with these three currents, load currents and three load voltages, we can find out the angle of BFA. So angle of BFA will be ILA plus 90 degree, which is 36.87. Angle of BFE will be the angle of ILB plus 90 degree. We will do it later. First take phase A, then phase B, then phase C. And the feeder drop will be ZS into ILA. This is ZS and this is ILA. Multiplying this gives us 0.172 plus J 0.104. This is A to A and B to A. So we know now A to A and B to A. Solve for BFA. Since BFA uses BLA as a reference phasor, so we can use 1 plus A2. Please note, this is very important. Since BLA has been taken as a reference phasor, so cos will be 1, sin will be 0, hence this is 1 plus A2. Otherwise, this will be A2 A dash. This will be B2 A dash. In case A is not reference phasor. In case of B, it will be like B and B. So solve this. This is 1.0 per unit. Again it gives two solutions. The least value is the feasible solution, 0.2154. Therefore, VFA is 0.2154 angle of 36.87. We can find the terminal voltage. We can find the source voltage, which is 1.0, magnitude angle of minus 1.44. And the effective source voltage is 1.76. This is sum of BSAN and sum of BFA. So 1.17 angle of 5.07. So this angle is positive, even though VSC has a negative angle here. Okay. For phase B, in a similar way, we will calculate the DVR voltage for phase B. Almost same. So first you find ILV, then you find the angle of VFVN, then you solve for A1B and B1B here, then drop across the feeder, that is A2B and J2B, and here the A2B is 0.0069, B2B is negative 0.05554, but this time the BLV is not a reference phasor, and hence this will come BLB cos delta BL and BLB sin delta BL. This forms A2 dash and AB2 dash. Then we will use these A2 dash and B2 dash for phase B in this equation and solve for VFB. So we will find that the solution for VFB are 1.5209 and 0.0618. So 0.0618 is the feasible solution because it is of the least value, and therefore the voltage that has to be compensated from the DVR is 0.06 angle of minus 77.29. And from this we can calculate the terminal voltage, the source voltage, the effective source voltage. And you can see that this is the effective source voltage and this is the terminal voltage, this is the actual source voltage. For phase C is simple because ZLC is infinity, so ILC is 0, so BLC is same as 1.0, 120 degree, hence BFCN is equal to 0. And this is also same, this is also same. This is SC. Okay, so these are the voltages, but one thing you see that the source voltages, after defining the load terminal voltages, the source voltages are actually 1.0. So what do you see here? That the source voltages VSA, VSB and VSC, they are different from balance voltages, although their magnitude is 1.0. For example, BSC is fine. If you see, BSC is, after calculation, comes out to be 1.0 angle of 120 degree, and BSB is 1.0 angle of minus 120.44, and BSA was 1.0 angle of minus 1.44, I think. How much was that? BSA minus 1.44. So you see, these are not actually balanced in respect of angles, because we have fixed the load voltages. Now once we fix the load voltages, then it is not possible to really balance the source voltages, because they will reflect in terms of the source voltages, because current is fixed, voltage is fixed, terminal, the current is fixed, then whatever voltage comes at the source voltage, we have to accept it. But how we will achieve the phase unbalance? So to adjust this phase angle at the source side, we use phase shifters. Okay, these phase shifters can be used to adjust these angles so that they satisfy the need of the compensation. Alright, so there are some more examples, problems given at the end of chapter. Please solve them. Answers are given. If there is any discrepancy, please let me know. We will rectify it. So with this, unit is completed. I will just describe the next part that you can study yourself in your research aspect, and this is called UPQC. As I said, the UPQC is the combination of the DVR and the STATCOM. So if both are connected together through a common DC link, you can see it here. This is the common DC link. Okay, this is the common DC link, and this side is the STATCOM here. This side is DVR. This is common DC link, and this compensates the voltage. So together it becomes the UPQC, or voltage and current compensation together. Okay, but as you know that there are two inverters, therefore the control coordination is difficult and it is much more complex than one function, that is either DStatCom or DVR. Again, in this structure there are two topologies. One is called the right shunt topology and the left shunt topology. When you say right shunt topology, it basically means that shunt part is on the right side. So right shunt means the shunt part is on the right side. So this is on the right side. Okay, and the DVR part is on the left side. So DStatCom is on the right side and the DVR is on the left side. This topology can compensate the load fully in terms of the unbalance, harmonics and power factor, because it sets the parameter here. So it can maintain the load compensation at the load bus. But source side parameters are not guaranteed because there is involvement of a DVR circuit. So as far as this is concerned, this current will be in phase with this bus, and power factor and unbalance, harmonics, reactive power all are being compensated. But this current will pass through this, but this voltage is different because of DVR, and hence this side parameters will not be ensured. This is simple scheme actually as compared to the left shunt, and the regulation of DC link voltage is quite easy in this case. Okay, so the regulation of DC link voltage can be done using the P loss over the PI controller that I have discussed in the active power filters. For this reason, this topology is most commonly used, that is right shunt topology is most commonly used for the UPQC configuration. Left shunt topology can also be used depending upon the application, in which the DVR is on this side, DVR that we discussed just now on this side, and the DStatCom is on the left side. Okay, so this is the DVR on the right side and DStatCom is on the left side. So obviously this configuration will maintain the perfect power factor at the source and compensate all the reactive power to the right of the DStatCom, but it will not ensure that the load is perfectly compensated, because the load is comprised of the DVR and the load. The DStatCom sees, if you look from the DStatCom point of view, it sees the DVR and load as one unit, and hence it compensates. But how this compensation is shared between the DVR and the unbalanced load, that will be deciding factor. So we cannot explicitly compensate the load in this particular case, but we can maintain the load bus as 1.0 per unit. So voltage is perfectly compensated for the load bus, but the other parameters are not perfectly controlled for the load. Now if you want to see how they look like in terms of the configuration circuit diagram, so it is given here. As you can see, this is the right shunt topology. So this side we have the load, which is unbalanced and non-linear load. This is unbalanced non-linear load, which consists of the unbalanced ZA, ZB and ZC, and three-phase rectifier load, which creates the harmonics. And this right shunt D-statecom here, this is the right shunt D-statecom, okay, and this supplies the reactive power harmonics to the load by injecting the current IFA, IFB and IFC, okay, and this voltage here is maintained by the DVR, this side. So this is DVR side inverter or series BSI. This is called shunt BSI. This is called series BSI, and the DC link is common. As you can see, there is a common DC link here. The design of the DC link is a challenging issue because it has to compensate, it has to take care of both the inverters. So the real power losses in this inverter has to be considered by one of the active power filter. So maybe we can control this DC link voltage using the D-statecom, and then the same DC link is used for the DVR. So there is a conflict because DVR requirement for DC voltage may be different from the D-statecom requirement. So therefore, lot of coordination is required between this unit and this unit when we want to compensate. Okay, and then the output of the DVR or series BSI goes to the filter component, that is CF here, CF, 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 and this is a secondary of the transformer which generates the voltage BA, BFA, BFB, BFC. Okay, so this is actually a complete unit for the compensation. This is called UPQC, Unified Power Quality Conditioner. There are many aspects that have to be looked into this configuration because it is quite complex structure. You can see it here that the various important problems that have to be studied are design and analysis of this whole scheme, which mostly are the filter components, the DC link parameters, etc. Then there is need to work on efficient control algorithms which generates the reference current and the voltage with a good transient response, with a good computing response and time. And then there are issues like switching of the converters with high efficiency with the minimum losses, how to switch these inverters so that they cause minimum losses, at the same time they allow to track the reference voltage smoothly. Then there are issues like how to develop these devices at a commercial rate for a medium and the low voltage range distribution system and for custom power parks where the loads are sensitive and critical and the voltage and currents have to be regulated. Okay, so those who want to do research in this area can study more on those lines. With this, the course is completed, and I hope that you would have learned a lot of good things, mostly the concepts, their applications, and a feel of the power quality aspect in distribution power system.